800 years ago, the Mongols, led by Kublai Khan, had the world's largest navy. In the 1930s, the Mongolian Navy was reborn when the Soviet Union presented the country. So, let's start the video. Mongolia is a landlocked country surrounded by China, Russia and Kazakhstan with no access to the open ocean with maintained navies, which might seem odd at first. But once you realize that aside from oceans, lakes and rivers do form national borders for many countries, the idea will not seem so absurd. For example, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan and Azerbaijan. 3. Landlocked countries all maintain their own naval fleet on the enormous lake, Caspian Sea, which they border. Paraguay has armed patrol boats on the country's major rivers. Because any hostile nation can reach the heart of Paraguay by traveling upstream via these rivers from the open sea through Argentina and Switzerland, historically neutral. Yet one of the most armed nation in the world also has armed patrol boats keeping watch across its many lakes, while Hungary maintains a full armada of vessels including warships and minesweepers. All these nations have legitimate reasons for defending their inland waterways. But Mongolia is another story. Mongolia is the most landlocked country in the world with its borders more than 600 kilometers away from the nearest coastline. In terms of size, it is the world's second largest landlocked country behind Kazakhstan. By 1990, the Mongolian Navy consisted of a single vessel, the Sukbatar III, which was stationed on Lake Khobsgal, the nation's largest body of water by volume. The Navy was made up of 7 men, which meant it was the smallest navy in the world at the time. Mongolian General Authority of Border Protection is tasked with securing 8,252 kilometers of border with Russia and China, 901 kilometers of which are across water, 221 kilometers with China, 680 with Russia. So Mongolian Border Patrol uses speedboats on certain areas of Mongolia. One of the most eastern borders of Mongolia is on the Bure Lake. Mongolia shares 30 kilometers of border with China. Our border patrol uses speedboats for patrols. Mongolia's only international water border is a 10-kilometer-long zigzag across the northeastern end of Uvs Lake, a tiny portion of which crosses into Russian territory. Realistically speaking, the chances of Russia invading Mongolia through this narrow corridor is extremely low. Nevertheless, if Mongolia wants to defend its water boundary, so be it. But that's not the reason why Mongolia has a navy. As a matter of fact, Mongolia's navy isn't even on Uvs Lake. It's on another water body, Lake Khobsgal, that's entirely inland. The Russian border is more than 13 kilometers away from the lake's shores and separated by a lofty mountain range. In the late 13th century, Genghis Khan led a fleet of more than 4,000 ships across the Sea of Japan to attack the island nation. Both invasion fleets were destroyed by devastating typhoons that the Japanese called the Divine Wind, or kamikaze. Century later, thousands of World War II pilots known as kamikazes would crash their planes into enemy ships in suicide missions to protect Japan. By the end of the 13th century, the Mongol Empire had fractured into a number of independent empires. Eventually, with the Chinese conquest of the Mongol Empire, the nation was pushed further and further back from the coastline to its current landlocked state. In the 1930s, the Mongolian Navy was reborn when the Soviet Union presented the country. During the communist days, the tugboat used to transfer oil from the south of the lake to its northern tip, a journey that takes 8 hours to complete, as opposed to 4 days by horse. There is no motor-able road. But when the post-communist government moved its oil hub elsewhere, the Navy lost its purpose. The Navy has since been privatized and abandoned by the government. The crew now struggles to stay relevant by hauling cargo and ferrying tourists across the lake. But although still, Navy play a vital role for Mongolian security from many decades. Hope you enjoy the video. Please press subscribe button and like the video for more upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching.